Under current law governing California's adult use and medical cannabis markets, cities and counties can prohibit cannabis retail businesses from operating within their jurisdictions. And contrary to what most outsiders think, the majority of California jurisdictions do. In fact, the Department of Cannabis Control, as of February 2023, says that 302 California cities and counties continued to opt out of all cannabis business types. That's 56%. And while state law allows delivery operators to deliver to any jurisdiction within California's borders, Cannabis Business Times' Tony Lang reported that Fresno County Superior Court Judge Rosemary McGuire ruled in late 2020 that state law does not preempt local ordinances restricting or prohibiting such deliveries. Since McGuire's order calling into question the state's outside in rule, many cities have kept delivery bans codified as local law ever since. But thanks to Medicinal Cannabis Patients' Right of Access Act, signed into law last year by Governor Gavin Newsom, those who chose to follow Fresno's path will soon have to change their ways, allowing medical cannabis delivery as it requires localities to adopt new zoning regulations by January 1st, 2024. Lauren Mendelssohn, a senior associate attorney at law offices of Omar Figueroa, helps write local ordinances and advises local leaders on creating regulations that are compliant with state law. Here's what she had to say about the looming legislation. It is considered landmark legislation because it goes further than most other legislation in terms of actually guaranteeing access to medical cannabis delivery to Californians who need it. In addition to patients, SB 1186 ensures medical cannabis deliveries can be made to primary caregivers throughout California. But she says future hiccups are to be expected, most notably the confusion over requirements outlined revolving around cities passing recent ordinances that don't actually allow for medical cannabis delivery operators to have physical offices and keep inventory within their jurisdictions, disregarding the quote unquote physical premises language of the bill, which is section 26322A5 and B1. Per the article, a key component behind delivery-only businesses to have physical establishments within local jurisdiction is to ensure that patients and their primary caregivers can receive medical cannabis in a timely and readily accessible manner. According to the bill's language, but some cities are interpreting the law differently. In San Marcos, a city roughly 95,000 people in northern San Diego County, local officials adopted an ordinance on September 26th stating that they will allow medical cannabis deliveries from nearby jurisdictions, but they maintain that medical cannabis establishments, even those that are delivery only, still will not be permitted. San Marcos's deputy city attorney, Jacqueline Paterno, said that in remote jurisdictions, it will be necessary to allow establishments because there's no other business nearby that could serve the population. There's plenty of establishments that can deliver nearby in San Marcos that are nearby, so we don't have that issue or having to allow actual delivery only establishments to open or be permitted in San Marcos. But Mendelssohn says the idea of next door city fulfilling the medical delivery access requirements set forth in SB 1186 is a misinformed approach. She said that is not what the law says. As of January 1st, 2024, they and other cities that have taken that position or that still have their bans on the books will be in violation of this law and are opening themselves to lawsuits that can be brought by private parties. And the enforcement mechanism of 1186 are not limited to the scope of the state's attorney general or prosecutors. The law can be enforced in litigation brought forth by medical cannabis patients or their primary caregivers, or by medical cannabis businesses trying to sell their products in any given jurisdiction. So she's saying that if you're a medical patient, you can't access to your meds, that you can sue your municipality. These are private lawsuits that can be brought by firms such as myself or other law firms, and it's a mandamus action that would be brought to essentially enforce the jurisdiction to comply, and attorney's fees could be awarded in a manner like this. Also, there's no sunset date for when these lawsuits can be filed. And another notable municipality listed in the article planning to opt out is the East Bay city of Brentwood, stating that their approach to the opposition comes on the legal advice of the League of California Cities, a powerful interest group with a mission to expand and protect local control throughout California. The League of California Cities strongly opposed SB 1186 when it introduced and helped organize a lawsuit in 2019 to stop the outside-in delivery model, which later culminated in Judge McGuire's 2020 court order. From the League's perspective, a government that works closest to the people is best. And that happens when local control is preserved, borrowing from federal level Republicans' favorite states' rights strategy, often used to sidestep regulations they deem to be government overreach or quote unquote woke. But it'll be interesting to see this thing play out. I assume that the majority of us here champion the expansion of safe access to all in need of clean, quality medicine. But after living in California for 12 years now, I must say so myself that NIMBYism here is quite strong, and I wouldn't totally be surprised to see or hear a few unexpected voices backing the league's stance here for whatever reason. So what do y'all think? With 3 months left in 2023, is California headed for an epic onslaught of municipal lawsuits, with majority of the 302 holdout jurisdictions refusing to comply here in California, or are things being blown out of proportion by advocates like Mendelssohn and the like? I'm Rico Lamite, the dopest dad on the street, reporting live for High at 9 News. Super interested in hearing y'all's takes on this one.
Man,
It's
well,
like the lawyer Middleton is just pimping for business, right?
no, no,
Look what
no,
we can
no,
do.
no,
We
no.
can go sue. Let's go sue everybody.
I think they have every right to, because the reality of it is that the state of California has said that localities cannot ban delivery in regards and well, they can ban delivery in their jurisdictions, but they cannot ban outside delivery coming into their jurisdiction to deliver to patients throughout the state. And so
Right.
I think they definitely have a case, and good job on Lauren for getting this out and letting people know that they can sue their municipalities. Hopefully they can get some economic stimulus out of this.
And there's no sunset timeline on it too. So
Exactly.
there's no
I
statute of
I,
limitations.
I halfway want to
Get
move to a city that doesn't allow this, just so I can sue them.
get paid, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I can't get access to my meds.
This is a come up right
Like
here.
I don't
class
feel safe.
action suit happening.
I don't feel safe. We gotta have us a house meeting.
I think that they're going to change the law and the regulation before they have to pay out all that money, and that's what's going to end up happening. If patients start gathering together and bringing lawsuits against them, the smartest thing to do would just to say yes, you can deliver here, and just remove the stipulation.
Did it mention, Rico, in this at all if they were able to sue the actual League of Cities as an organization as well?
It did not. The league is the league.
That's who you want to hit,
Okay.
not even just like a local jurisdiction. You want to be able to sue the entire League of Cities.
I think if municipalities are getting sued, why would the municipalities that took the League of Cities advice, why would they not just turn around and sue the league right after that for giving them bad legal advice?
I don't think that I don't think that the League of Cities would be held liable in that sense from a city.
They said they're acting in accordance to legal advice given to them by the league.
Well, I understand, but just because they're
exactly what
given
the president
they're
said.
given legal advice doesn't mean that they can be held liable in that way.
Who is the League of Cities?
If they're saying it is in fact legal advice, I mean, there's no proof that we see. But if they were actually given legal advice in any capacity and there were no disclaimers given, I think
But
they have
there's
a
all
case
sorts
too.
of ways to interpret the law. Just because you get bad legal
Exactly.
advice doesn't mean you can sue
Exactly.
somebody.
That's what I'm saying, Gretchen. Thank you. Exactly.
What do you think about this, Gretchen? Do you think that we are on our way to a legal onslaught of
No,
lawsuits coming from people?
I do
What do you
not
think's
see
gonna
a
happen?
legal onslaught because it costs money to sue people, and these folks don't have any money.
Maybe
Californians
So
got money.
maybe the
There's
law
a lot of
firm
money in California.
maybe the law firm of Omar Figueroa is taking all these cases on pro bono because they know it's a slam dunk case against these municipalities because they have money.
And they said that they're going to be suing for legal fees too.
Mhm.
Yep.
They said that they will be suing, like Lauren said, they will be collecting legal fees because those will be up for grabs too. So I don't see
That's
why
great. Go for it.
a bunch of advocacy firms would not be taking these cases on pro bono and charging the municipalities for their legal fees as such.
Okay.
Pass the buck.
You asked me if I think there will be an onslaught of lawsuits. I don't.
How many is in an onslaught?
More than
A
three.
melee, if you will.
A melee, a relay, I don't care. How many are you saying, Rico? 10 cities, 20 cities,
say,
30 cities?
Well, how many medical patients do you think we have here in California?
I think it's safe to say that we have at least one medical patient in every single city in California.
And how many cities in California are there? Is
Let's
that
just say let's just say
700?
I think there's like in between
More
like
than 700
350
Medical
cities in the League of Cities.
So I mean, if there's about 700 cities in California, and each one of those cities has at least one medical patient there, then I would say you could see probably 100 to 200 lawsuits going out here, or at least a few class action ones going through. In Omar Figueroa law at law here can go out there and collect signatures and get this party going pretty soon.
You know what I also wonder is, since Omar is now running for Sonoma County judge, is it still the law firm of Omar Figueroa, or is it now the law firm of Lauren Mendelson?
Good choice.
Depends on if he
many
wins.
existential questions.
I don't think his law firm changes, and I also don't see where you guys keep talking about how they're going to sue the League of Cities. I don't.
If he
I don't see why
wins,
you
that's
think. I don't. Why? Why do you think
Because
that the
nobody wants
League
to
of
take.
Cities would be held liable? Who's suing them?
I think these
I think
patients
because
should be suing them.
nobody wants to take the
No,
blame.
patients want to sue them. If patients want to sue, they got to sue the municipality.
I think the municipalities that are claiming to have taken legal advice from the League of Cities or whatever it's called, I think they will be suing the league because they're going to be like, "Oh, it wasn't our fault. We had bad advice here."
Okay, well, try
Yeah.
suing a bunch
Nobody
of
likes
lobbyists. It's not going to go well.
nobody likes
Trust me.
nobody likes to take the
No one,
blame, and
no one is
America is
suing these
lost in
guys.
Africa.
Next.
And on that, we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to be right back.